Hey, everybody, look who's in the house. It's Libby. Woohoo! Maighster Tarot.
She nagged me into submission. I'm just putting it out there. If I blink twice.
Everybody said, how did you get her to do a collaboration? I begged her.
How could I resist, Laurie?
We have so many questions. And I did ask Libby if she had any questions about Australia. And she said, no, because they're staying. I said, because they're staying over there. And
we have Mark Carney visiting. So we've got two amazing leaders in the country at the moment who actually are articulate and intelligent. So what's there to argue about?
And follow through with it, make plans and follow through with their plans and know what they're doing.
Yep.
Okay, why don't we start off with the breaking news that Senator Elizabeth Warren came out of a top classified meeting and just made a video and released it. And she said, I just came out of the classified meeting and it is so much worse than you think. You are right to be worried. This administration has no plan. Yeah. And it's all lies, and there wasn't any imminent threat to our continent, and there's no plan to end it either. So
that just flew out while you were saying that. Yeah, absolutely. Insanity.
Yeah. All right. So let's just see. Speaking about people with no plans, Pete Hegseth was just out there just, bragging like he's a 16-year-old male with pumping hormones and playing video games. And what's in his future? How's he going to do? Because a lot of people are making fun of him right now.
I thought you were going to say playing with himself into a shirt. Sorry. While he's playing video games. So what's the future for Pete Hegseth? Oh, yeah, he's spiraling into insanity is my Pete Hegseth. What's the future for Pete Hegseth? Well, that's interesting. Okay. Well, here he is, rah, 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 with his, the inner circle, thinking it's all hunky-dory and fun and games and all the rest of it. But he hasn't got an effing clue with the two. So we've got the Three of Cups, Two of Pentacles. He hasn't got a clue. He's making it up. Literally, he is making it up as he goes along. And the sword of truth is going to come for him. The sword is going to come for him. Okay. But also, trying to, he's very loose with the truth, but I think he's going to be in trouble with the sword of truth there. What was next? And then the three are sending out the ships with no plan. He thinks he's got a plan, but they've changed the reason for going in yet again for about the fourth time. So what'd you get, Laurie?
I also got the sword of truth, but I think before he even gets ousted over the no plans, does anybody have a plan? I think he gets caught with a mistress.
Oh, another one?
Another one.
Well, it's been a while since he's been, what was he had 3 wives by the time he was in his mid-30s or something. So it's been a while. So
yep, he's got another one. And then I think they're just not happy or satisfied with him, and he's not listening, and he's just sacrificed himself. What he's doing isn't working, and I just don't think he's going to have a good future at all here. So more lies and deception. Yeah, good. All right. So then,
not dramatic enough though, but I do get he's on this. Have you heard about the fact that they're ranting on about that this is a crusade for, for the Armageddon, for the second coming of Jesus, and Trump was the anointed one, and he's on this weird rampage, but about to go off the cliff.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now I wanted to know A lot of the astrologers talking about going off a cliff, a lot of the astrologers are saying that this astrological lineup, we've never seen anything like in our lifetime, and that more leaders will lose their heads. And people are asking me to ask you if the orange twerk will in fact lose his.
I have one of my lovely viewers emailed me and said she had a doctor's appointment, just a little story, had a doctor's appointment where she had to, a memory test she was doing, and they asked her who was the president of the United States, and she said the orange twerk, and the doctor said, that's close enough. He's not well. And I don't think he's far off, actually. So I've got the 9 of Wands, which is, one off the 10, but also the big bandaged head. Someone commented, who I can't remember where I saw it. It must have been on Denise's daily healthy thing, that they went back and looked at something 6 months ago when they first struck Iran, and the deterioration, because you don't see it day to day because he's on telly every day. But the deterioration is incredible when you go back just that 6 months, incredibly visible. So I think he's having, he's literally back up against the wall with brain issues. And whatever the White House puts out about that rash, we know it's not true. Whatever the rash is, yeah, and then if you want even further confirmation, I just poker shuffled and split the deck, and we've got Death and the 4 of Swords. Yeah, I keep saying he's so close, and it's like every morning you wake up and you go, damn it.
It is. It's so true. But he's, I've also got, it's almost like everybody is looking for this death.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking for it. But, and a lot of people in class were using their pendulums and getting that he was already unalived. But then one of the classmates did her pendulum and said, is he spiritually dead? And it came up, yes.
Yeah.
And so, but I think that there's another procedure, and I think that this could be the Queen of Hearts. I mean, I know she's Queen of Swords, but it could be off with his head.
Well, one can only hope.
For purposes only.
Yeah, roll out that guillotine. Yeah, his health is spiraling down. I was actually, when I was shuffling, I was asking if it was a body double coming off the helicopter the other day, because we know he loves the sound of his own voice, but the fact that all he said was, oh, look at the statues. I'm getting it was him, but he's really, really, really not well. So.
Well, the other thing I'd like to add is that he keeps saying that, we got them before they could get us or me. They were aiming for me. They were coming after me. So I went after them because they're not going to get me. And then Hegseth says, we can take out anybody. And Trump says, we can take out any leader we want. We've got the best army in the whole world. We can take them out. So Donald Trump gets the karmic card. So whatever goes around is coming back around to him. And I would not be close to a window.
Yeah. Or drink any tea, or go on a yacht, or any of the above options.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, he's what did someone call? I saw him being called Slurry McSlurry this morning.
Yeah, exactly.
And there was a video that came out from a couple of doctors. I posted in my post section about him being hyped up on the yippee beans for I call it the STUF, because the STFU, because every time I see State of the Union, my brain goes STFU for it. Yeah, he was so amped, and when you've got brain issues, those drugs are just hard, really savage. So, yeah.
Amazing.
All right. At puppet time.
Yes, we are.
We're at puppet time. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. I have one question here. Everybody's asking me in my dream vision, I was doing or having an ugly cry. And so a lot of people, when things are getting really bad, that you do the ugly cry, you know, that Oprah Winfrey calls the ugly cry. Are we almost or at the ugly cry yet stage? Are we almost there?
Well, we're almost there, but we're not there yet.
Okay.
I mean, you know, chained to this devil. But also this is chained to the addictions. Like, my real concern is there's still quite sways that are like, there's almost like three elements in society. There's the it's all about me, which is diminishing. There's the it's nothing to do with me, which is this vast swathe in the middle. And there's those of us that are like us that goes, it's to do with everybody. It's all of us. It's that it's got nothing to do with me. I don't know, you know, the complacency factor. That's why it's getting so bad, is this complacency center ground needs to wake up instead of watching Married at First Sight and, you know, Desperate Housewives or so on. We've actually got to get them out of their complacency. So yeah, we're nearly there. Okay. What have I got? 7 of Swords and the Devil. We're nearly there, but not quite. And I think what it's going to take is a lot of bodies. Like, geez, I hate I said that. Coming home.
Okay. Wow.
That's all right. What I get.
I also feel
sorry, I didn't want to say that. I didn't mean to say that. It just fell out.
That's what happens.
You know, I'm seeing the planes with the flags.
Yeah, with the flags and the greeting. Yeah, the professional.
Yeah.
And I also get that there's going to be something really bad that Putin is involved with. That so. Okay, and then so that's what I'm getting. When that's combined, it's going to take two things that combine to make the giant, colossal, ugly cry. Okay, so but I feel like we're close, like you said.
It is so close.
But speaking about people not doing anything, I mean, will our Congress, like you said, they're supposed to vote tomorrow, but are they going to be able to do anything? Will they do anything at all?
I'm feeling there will be a protest vote, but it's too late. You know, if they what can they do? Can they say, you know, get our ships and planes and men out of there? But they're fully immersed in there at the moment. You know, what are they going to do? They can't say, you can't, you know, we vote against you with an act of war, but the act of war's already done. It's like barn door shutting after the horses 3 paddocks away. So
can they close the purse?
Close the park. Yeah, I'm getting the protest vote. But here I've got Trump himself and the usual tower card as well. So
would they close the purse? I mean, not give them
I'll
money?
Close the purse. I thought you were talking about closing the park. Close the purse. Yeah, well, they might reduce the amount of money available with that Page of Pentacles. Are they going to listen? Will it make any difference?
Will they do anything positive?
But whatever happens, the Trump's going down. Whatever happens, Trump's going down. I keep hearing protest vote. So yeah, they may close the purse, but the equipment's there. When has he ever listened to Congress? He'll just make an executive order, royal decree.
Okay. the other thing, one
What
of
did you get, Laurie? What did you get? What did you get?
I get that they're just in a total argument. They're in a complete argument with one another.
Yeah.
You feel like they can stop the money or stop some of the flow or manage it a little bit. Like you can't have it all in one place, or you can't do this when we're trying to do this. So I feel like they'll get something across, but it's either temporary or just to balance for the moment. Something like. But the other
as I was shuffling, I got the Devil and the Lovers, which are the two same people in the two scenarios, and it's a damned if we do and damned if we don't situation. So
it is. It's definitely really, really difficult. I also had Hawaii bound ask me, because her son is actually on one of the ships that are over there. And she also said that the other ship that had to be serviced because the toilets were stopped up, that she said that she heard that that there were other problems. But she wants to know,
I read on the USS Gerald Ford the other day about the toilet problems. And they were deliberate sabotage, is what my guides were showing. And I do get there will be another incident. And I'm just going to put it out there. I think there's going to be something like food poisoning on the ship, or a big gastro outbreak or something but it's almost like it's going to be a deliberate one, because all I see is just vomit from both ends on all these crew members there, which makes so it's not something misfunctioning with just, not functioning with the ship itself. It's about the crew won't be able to function, is what I was getting.
Okay, and it may have been the women on the ship that stopped up the toilets more than the men, maybe. But so she just wants to know, Hegseth was saying, we have unlimited resources and there are limited resources. So she just wants to know, will the ships be okay? Do you get one ship will be blown up, or she has a son. She wants to know if the ships are going to be okay.
Okay. I was going to read on that this morning. I think they're going to sacrifice one of them.
Okay.
I was getting the first time around, I kept getting there's going to be a false flag. Now, news came out yesterday that the drones that the US military are using, there's a whole lot of drones they're using, look like the Iranian drones. Now, if that's not setting up for a false flag incident, I was going to read on that this morning before I came in, but didn't get time. But I think there's going to be one. I can't tell you which one. All we can do is just send support around every single ship in that area.
Yes. Yeah.
But, I think there's going to be one. And there's the mercenary as well. So when I get the Five of Swords and now the mercenary,
and the ship.
Some sort of rah announcement from the White House that's not going to hold water. People are just not. They're just going to go, no.
It may be one of the smaller ships.
Yeah.
Only because I've got the Page of Cups here, so maybe. But everyone asks, send benevolent prayers. We ask any and all beings to aid, assist, and help provide protection for all of our service members, especially on the ships. Okay.
Yeah, and then I get the two nines, the nightmare and the wounded with the back up against the wall. I was getting yesterday that something is going to happen. If I say a false flag event to try and draw NATO in. And I said, please let me know what Article 5 says. But apparently, if a country is the aggressor to start with, so for example, the US attacked Iran to start with, then Article 5 is null and void. So, NATO can't get drawn in, which is why the rhetoric coming out of the White House at the moment is so desperately trying to blame something else so that they can claim that they were not the initial aggressor. So they came out yesterday and blamed Israel, and then overnight they Heggs came out and said, oh, it was because they were going to kill the orange twerk first. You know, they're desperately trying to make it look like they didn't do first strike.
Right. It's such a colossal fustercluck. Okay. So,
Yeah.
okay, so speaking of NATO, since you brought it up, apparently Iran put a missile or made a missile went into the Turkish airspace, which was intercepted by NATO and shot down. Will it pull in NATO forces? And I know you were talking about the Article 5 and everything, and I know that we struck first, but will NATO end up getting involved, or will they do any more? Will they get one through to a NATO? See if they're going to get one through to a NATO country.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking about that when I was shuffling and split the deck, and I got no, they're going to see it for what it is.
Okay.
Now you've got to remember. I'll keep shuffling and ask again, but you've got to remember that Russia had missiles or planes and all sorts that sort of went over borders that they shouldn't have gone over, and there was even damage in some of the NATO countries from Russia, but nothing happened. No, I don't think they're going to.
Okay.
I don't think NATO are going to allow themselves to be drawn in. What have I got? I've got the Hanged Man, I've got the Strength card, and I've got the Chariot card as well. But to me, with the Chariot card, because they're two sphinxes down the bottom, they're not going anywhere. So to me, this is the military not moving in.
Did you color their sphinxes boobies too?
Sorry?
Did you color the sphinxes boobies too on the Chariot?
Yeah, I colored the sphinxes boobies.
I never saw that. Okay.
Well, I often hold my cards up close, you see.
Yeah. Okay, that's how I got in trouble. All right.
Whatever. They're still my cards. Yeah, I don't think so. The Hanged Man combined with the sphinxes not moving with the military there and the strength of NATO. I honestly, I hope I'm right. You've got then, the orange twerp himself potentially demanding for homeland security and all this sort of fun stuff. But you've then got legal crossroads and the Wheel of Fortune, karma coming and biting the orange twerp on the backside. There will be discussions and then a tower moment. So for the orange twerp, I don't think NATO are going to go in. I don't think they're stupid enough to be sucked into this. They're not stupid. Let me put it that way. They're not stupid.
I do think there may be a problem with one of NATO's ships, or a shipping lane, or a transport vehicle, little something that goes there.
Well, the Strait of Hamas has been closed, which is 20% of the oil goes through there. Petrol prices went up 20 cents a litre yesterday. What's that? That's $1.20 a gallon or something. Literally overnight yesterday, fuel went up. So thank goodness I drive a hybrid. At least I only use half petrol. So
there you go. There you go. All right. So
I also did what I call a COVID lockdown shop yesterday. So I don't know if that makes anyone aware that perhaps they should do so. When you used to go out and you'd buy the 2 bags of rice instead of 1, and you get the 6 packets of stock, and because you can make stuff with stock and beans and rice. I'm not saying we're going to get to that level, but anything that was reliant on overseas, potentially, I stocked up big time. So coffee at my place, everybody, as I bought a kilo of coffee.
And so I went to Costco yesterday, and then I went over to babysit, and my son said, "Was everyone buying toilet paper, Mom?"
Yep.
Well, that was the COVID lockdown, right? But I don't. Yeah, I think there was some. There was one thing, since you brought that up, COVID lockdown. There was one thing that really hit home to me. If there is an internet problem, because Iran does have some good. They have some good people with the internet, and they were able to intercept emails of Trump. Remember, of Trump's already. They already interfered in the internet with his emails from his campaign, and they already hit already. I just want to remind everybody to have their passwords in a book that they keep at their house, not in your purse, for God's sake. And then, but the big thing that hit me is that if you don't have your loved ones' telephone numbers memorized in your head, you need to memorize them or get them written down. Because if your phone doesn't work and you have to go use a landline somewhere, you're going to need the number. You know, you're going to need their number. So make sure that you have your loved ones, you know, like all of your children's or your parents or whoever, your best friend, you need to have their telephone numbers written down. And
assuming they've got a landline as well. Because if the phones are out, the phones are out. I mean,
yeah.
I think who has a landline?
And then you also need to have your bank, you know, your routing number and your account number in case you have the ability to get into a bank or something.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to
have a bit of cash on hand.
Yeah, get some cash on hand. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but you do have to have access to those numbers. You can't just say, "Oh, it was in my phone." So just please take time to write those things down. Okay. All right. And then the other thing I had mentioned was about the son of Iran's fallen leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, his son. I don't know how you say this, Mojtaba, Mojtaba Khamenei. They're saying that he's in line to become, or already is, the next leader of Iran. Can we just see, will he become? And you're saying that's the one that U.S. wants to put.
So is that the son of the deceased,
yes.
The one that was killed, or is that the son of the Shah?
Nope, that's Khamenei's son, the one that was just killed.
Khamenei's son. Okay, the religious leader's son. Okay.
Yeah, the one that was just killed.
Is he going to? Okay. Well, I'm getting the gift from birth, Six of Cups.
That would be succession, both of those.
Yeah, and then both of them, both succession. So yeah, I am. Yeah, he is. It's not going to be the one the US regime or the Israelis want. They want the son of the Shah that's been hanging out in Washington since, for the last 50 years. They want him in because they can use him as a puppet. I think eventually it's going to be rise of a female, though. I keep getting female leaders.
You got that the other day.
I've been getting that for years. Yeah. I've been getting that for years. And as I split the deck to put it back in, I literally split the deck to put it back in. We've got female in government.
Wow.
Yeah. So there may be an interim where, there is this religious leader come in, but I think how soon that happens, I don't know. But yeah, I keep getting that there's going to be female leader. What do you get?
Well, so what do you get for this this kid Khamenei, Mojtaba?
So, yeah, he will get in. Well, he's been appointed already, I think. I mean, they've pretty much made the secession already. But something unexpected out of left field, and then the Queen of Swords. Queen's a bit today. So something
today.
I
Queens are
think it might be the people say no.
something doesn't go quite right there.
Mm.
Yeah. So if he's in, then he goes out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah,
so-
but it's not going to end up. They're not going to end up with the leader that Israel and the US regime want. Is my feels.
okay. All right. Yeah.
Yep.
So I just get that he just keeps going like next. So then somebody asked, well, what's next for Netanyahu? Is he going to be one of the leaders that gets that loses their head?
Yeah. Oh, just in regards to that last question, turning into an absolute nightmare because there is this opportunity that is presented. So nightmare for the US regime in Israel. Okay, Netanyahu. Now, my feels is Netanyahu is actually in Hungary at the moment. Hungary is Orban. We know that Orban is a good buddy of the Kremlin and the Orange Twerk. He often goes to Mar-a-Lago. I believe June last year, he started the process to move Hungary from the ICC, which means Netanyahu theoretically could still be arrested there, but yeah, Seven of Swords and Eight of Cups is yes. Netanyahu, he's pretending he's still in Israel. I'd say he's not. He got out of Dodge right from the start. And I don't know that he's going back with that Eight of Cups. Walking away, leaving. Okay, let's see where it goes. What's the future? So he's in Hungary, I suspect, at the moment. He won't be arrested because we know where the Orban loyalties lie. I'm not going to say Hungary because it's not the people of Hungary, just like it's not the people of the US that are doing all this. So the future of Netanyahu. He's pretending he's still in Israel. He did some sort of press thing where he had a screen, the image behind him, but a skyline behind him, but he wasn't there. Let's have a look.
Okay.
What are you getting, Laurie?
I think they're following him. I think they're tracking him, and I think he's trying to escape off with his, you know what? But yeah. I think they find him, and I don't think there's any way out for him.
Yeah. I've got the two majors, the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune. The manipulation is going to catch up with him. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you that I don't think he's going to be next. I don't know what order they're going to go in, and I keep saying the Kremlin because I can't pick up Putin. Can you pick up Putin at all, Laurie? Or
can I pick? You mean what's coming up for him next?
If well, no, I mean, can you pick him up at all? Is he still alive? Is he dead?
Oh,
is he in
coma? I haven't.
Have you been at?
Let me see. Is Putin the leader of Russia? Is he alive?
Because I know he does have a lot of dark spirituality around him to keep him protected from us trying to look in. But I haven't been able to pick him up for a long time. And if you remember, 2 years, was it 2 years ago? He was really ill. He'd had a heart attack. He had cancer. He was shaking with Parkinson's disease. Because I keep getting it'll be Putin, felon, net in order.
Putin, felon, who?
Netanyahu.
Oh, okay. I think if he is, he's very sick. He definitely has a sickness.
Yeah.
He's not doing very well. They're trying everything. He's trapped. If he is alive, he's not doing well. And then the next three are temperance, justice is coming for him and he's trapped. So something's really bad there.
Yeah, that's a lot of majors there, Laurie.
Yes, it is. It is a whole bunch. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that's the order we'll get the news of them passing in.
That's correct. And somebody else is assisting him. It's like he's not in charge of something.
Yeah.
Someone else is helping him.
Yeah.
But I didn't get depth up at the top yet.
Yeah, there's deception about who's in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. And I definitely believe that North Korea the sister is in charge, because she was marching with G, and it's just, that dude is fake. I don't think he ever made it through his cardiac surgery. I don't think he ever recovered from that years ago.
I'm with you on that one.
Okay. So
yeah, because there's the sort of he's in front of the tree that's all corroded and dead, and she's the one that's in, the partnership, delusional. It's it's an illusion that Kim Jong is still there. Okay.
Yeah. How about Pam Bondi? They're saying that she's coming in to testify. Will she show up? Will she show up, and will she actually say anything other than the Dow's at 50,000, which it is not at 50,000?
They've gone down. How do they? They're still good, but yeah.
So
I don't have many shares, but they're good, solid, the Australian ones, and they give me a good indication of what the market's doing. Okay, using my yes/no cards. Pam Bondi, come in and testify. Yes, she will.
Okay.
Yeah, she will. But will she say anything of substance?
She's coming to be questioned about her handling of the Epstein files.
Because we know. I got yes, but she'll say something of substance. Okay, so what do we need to actually narrow it down to? Will she answer the questions truthfully?
She doesn't know how to tell.
Well, I got yes and no, so some she will, but then no. I got a yes, then no. So, yeah, she may answer truthfully to her name and her title, and then from then on it's downhill.
Yep, she's going to try to project and take everybody towards the future and say, I'm trying. We are working on something to help the victims and survivors right now. We're working on it. You're going to get it in 2 weeks or something. A real 6 days or something like that.
How's that 2-week health plan going from, what was that, 5 years ago?
Right, exactly. So she's just going to project. We're working on it. We've got it together. We're working in unison with these other members or sources or whatever, and that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, the same old BS. We know.
I know. So they're saying that, did they vote on the War Powers Act today already? And they're saying it was blocked in the Senate?
Oh, I don't know. Can someone confirm that? Because I thought it was going to be Thursday.
Okay. All right. Well, somebody said they already had, and it was blocked because Rand Paul said yes and Fetterman said no. So they offset each other. But didn't Tillis vote yes? Or what's the other Republican, the one that's on the Epstein, co-signed the bill with Ro Khanna? Oh my gosh, with the way.
Okay, a split Senate votes against measures to constrain.
Oh.
The resolution to require the felon to seek congressional approval for any further action failed to advance in the Senate 5 days after the campaign started. So that pretty much, that's only just come out. That pretty much has confirmed what we got right at the beginning, saying that it's just too late.
Yeah, it's too late. Okay, and Massey is a representative. He's not a senator. So, yeah. So that's it. That's so you were absolutely correct. It's too late. There's nothing they can do about it. They're feckless. They've been rendered feckless. They've rendered themselves feckless when it comes to him. So,
they've rendered themselves irrelevant. Absolutely irrelevant. So,
and then no power at all. So what's next for Congress? Can we just look one more time then? What's next for them since they've done this? What's next for them, for Congress, for the senators? Do they just give up their jobs and go home with their tail?
I was getting a couple of weeks ago that they will actually be dissolved. So, and I was reading the other day on the, I mentioned the Crockett Tallarico thing the other day. And, oh, God, wasn't that some absolute shenanigans, tomfoolery with that voting down in Texas, from what I've heard. And my guys just told me, because I don't, and I do apologize to anyone that likes them, I don't get good feels off Tallarico. So I was kind of hoping it'd be Crockett, but I know there are bigger and better things coming from Crockett. So then I was hoping it was Tallarico. And my guys just said it won't matter. It won't. It's not going to make. It won't matter who got that primary, because there's something else coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's definite bigger things for Crockett, but when I read on Tallarico, I just kept reading that he was going to get it. And that Crockett would go on to do something else, but that her future looked very bleak. It was really difficult for her, and it was going to be tough, but she would eventually rise. She'll come up. So, okay. But going back to Congress, are they Senate? What's next for the Senate?
I keep getting the voter, but then I've got the 10 of Wands. It's just, so I've got 2 10s here. And then we've got the betrayal, the win at any cost steal, but there'll be a new opportunity. So it's good. My guides keep saying, and they keep giving me the Fool card, that we're going to end up in uncharted waters, because I'm going to say we've got here, there's some naivety, but this is also, a gift in the past. You've got the military charging in, and then you've got my treason card.
Oh, we got the same cards on that one.
Yeah. There's going to be something treasonous that comes out now, not about the Senate. I just think that I keep getting the Senate and House. I keep getting Congress is going to be dismissed. Don't ask me. I don't know.
Well, let's look at it real quick. Will Congress be dismissed? Will they just be neutered and taken out?
And I don't think it's I think it's not because of the regime that's in there. I think it's because of a reset. Something to do with guardrails holding, but bruised and battered, and having to surrender. I'm getting having to surrender their positions, because it is the end of what we know.
Yeah. That aligns for
it is the end of what we know.
Yeah.
Do not be surprised at anything that comes. It is not going to be what it was. And as I poker shuffle and split, this one was on the bottom, but this one came through. The 9 of Swords. So 2 9s. It's sort of like one step before the end. It's a nightmare situation. They're powerless. despite the constitution that stands behind them. And I'm just going to say, don't quote the constitution at me, because at the moment it is shredded toilet paper. I respect it. I understand how important it is, but it's very much what constitution at the moment, because who knows how SCOTUS rules. Sometimes they're with it, sometimes they're not with it. The orange twerk writing as royal decrees just bypasses the constitution altogether. Yeah, I think we're going to have a reset.
Yep, I think you're right. I think it goes down. I think they're going to be found out to be for who they are. And then it's going to be the establishment of what we think we've known and what's always stood. And that's that Uranus, Pluto, Mars, poof, you're gone. So it goes down, and it's and there some are discredited. Maybe they get neutered, and then it takes a while to build it back, and they're going to have people that are strong and tested, and but it isn't going to be the old way. The old way is getting taken down, and it looks like it's going to get really, really, really ugly in order to make this happen. I mean, I thought we were already absolutely ugly.
No. And that's not bad news. I'm just going to say it's not bad news, because the status quo does not work. It hasn't worked for decades. So therefore, they keep this, lift up the rug and sweep it under and hope it. But the mound under the rug is so huge now that it can't be ignored. You only have to go back to Gore with, the 2000 election and what happened there, and even further back with, Reagan basically having free reign. The constitution has not worked. Therefore, for modern times, it worked in the past, but for modern times, because you've got like Roe versus Wade, was never actually enshrined in the constitution. So but it's not a bad thing, because trust me, when enough people wake up and this is seen for what it is seen, and this regime goes down, there will be this rebuilding. So basically what needs to happen is, there will be this rebuilding with the Wheel of Fortune. You guys need to decide what you want to be in your new constitution. Start thinking about it now. And sorry, I'll get off my little soapbox.
No, I think you're absolutely correct. And let's just see if, you're talking about Gore. Now, that was Florida, and the Supreme Court literally ripped that out of Gore's hands with the hanging chads, Hanging chads were not in the Constitution. Or
and a recount showed that Gore actually won despite the hanging chads. Yeah. So.
All right. So, well, then, will Kamala Harris be part? Will Kamala Harris be part of the remaking of the Congress, or in a position of power?
I keep getting she'll be offered the AG job, but let's have a look. There has to be this point of disappointment before things change. It has to reach a point where there is just absolutely no going back, and it's just the end of. Oh.
I wonder, I feel like we're at the Red Wedding in the Game of Thrones. What's happening? Or the mafia's gone down now.
Yeah, well, Harris. I keep seeing a panel. There's three. When I say a panel, there's like three at the top, and then it sort of pyramids out with expert skilled experts behind the scenes in this rebuild, and who's on that panel, I don't know. I suspect, Obama will be one of them. But let's have a look. I mean, you can't have three. Well, you can, but it wouldn't go down well. Harris be part of it. So this is the going down. I think they're already in the planning for this new beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Will Harris be part of it? What do you get, Laurie?
I get that she is going to be part of the group, part of the family, somehow part of the family. They're weeding out anyone who took money from oligarchs. They're weeding out every single person that had anything to do with the oligarch money, and I get the same thing that is making the new Congress, and I get the same card for Kamala Harris. She will be part of this.
Yeah. Well, I've got, this is my Mark Kelly card. It was my Biden card, but it's now my Mark Kelly card, and I get justice. I think she's going to be offered not the Supreme Court. I think it's the AG job she's going to be offered, but it's completely up to Kamala whether she takes it or not. But I think there's already planning going on. So
amazing, absolutely.
Yeah. I do apologise. Someone made the comment there that why do we go Tallarico and call Jasmine? They're not being disrespectful at all. I think it's just that, there's a lot of Jameses out there. So to call him James, and everybody knows who Crockett is.
Yeah, I said Crockett and Tallarico. So that's not.
Yeah. So I do apologise if that was disrespectful, if I'd called her by her first name. So
no, I don't think so. That wasn't what happened. Anyway. Okay, so did we want to ask about one of the other questions, which I think this is really important, and then we'll do a reading. We have 1863 in the house, 1,900. I think it's really important to ask about this. The author of a couple of the Donald Trump books, Michael Wolff. I mean, he was a witness. He saw. He talked to them. He was in the rooms with these people. When are they going to pull him in?
Yeah.
And there's going to be a giant break in just a few days from Lisa Rubin, who is working with NPR and MS Now and has that numerical order. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Huge, really. Wolf Cohen, who's the guy that wrote the book about the Watergate one, that the reporter again, they all hold it back for the book, which wouldn't. I don't know what from what I understand, your laws over there annoy me for a lot of reasons. In Australia, anybody holding back information on a crime can be charged and sent to jail as a accomplice in crime and all the rest of it. These guys, no, not Bolton, I'm thinking of Woodward. Is it Woodward?
Woodward, yes.
Yeah, Woodward, Wolf, Bolton, yeah, fair enough. But, Cohen,
man, I got him right.
Epster's brother, all of those, if they were in Australia and they knew of crimes and they did not tell, they would be in jail.
Yeah, you're complicit.
Yeah, you're complicit in crimes. So, and it really annoys the out of me because they're just holding back information for money.
So do you think he goes down?
Something's coming. I don't think it's not necessarily him. I'll have a look at him himself. But there's something huge that's about to blow with the moon card that's going to bring about a significant ending. Whether it's the orange twerk having one final foofy valve blow, I don't know, but something huge is poised to come in. But let's have a look at what do you get, Laurie?
He's got, he has a bunch of secrets, and he's going to be fighting he is going to be fighting. And
he knows. He knows he's holding back. It's not going to end well for him. There's something,
He may
I don't know how, but he deserves it.
He does. He may be able to give up information that he will feel like he shoulda, woulda, coulda done it earlier, so that he can cut himself free a little bit, extricate himself a little bit. But this is going to be, he's going to wish that he hadn't said anything.
Oh, I think he's going to wish he said more, actually.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes, that he would have said something in the beginning and or kept his mouth shut and not gone on all these podcasts and everything now. And it's because now he's really got a huge problem coming.
Yeah.
But we're glad he said something, but he should have. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, that about sums it up. So do you want to can you just show us the near future for our crazy continent over here? Are we going down? Are we going to be okay? Are we going to be okay, Libby? Everybody wants to know. Are the United States going to be okay?
You are going to be okay. Like a kidney stone, and I keep saying this, like a kidney stone, it will pass.
Mm-hmm.
If it's painful in the process, might need some surgical extraction at some stage, but it will pass. I mean, I love watching things like Time Team, etc. I don't know if you guys get Time Team over there. It's an archaeological show where they dig up, they have 3 days to dig up this historical site and all the rest of it. Humanity's gone through some shite times in the past, like even worse, and I'm talking about plagues, I'm talking about war, massive wars. We've gone through a hell of a lot worse in the past. It just feels worse because we're aware. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because we're connected in with the media and the social media, we hear a lot of stuff that 100 years ago we would never have heard of, whereas we went out and planted our spring vegetables and our, prepped the greenhouse for the herbs and all the rest of it. We would never have heard about any of this that's going on. So it feels worse than what it actually is. It's very much a time of looking after your neighbour, and we have to get back to community. And I just keep saying observe, because we have chosen to be here at this time for witnesses, but hold on to what is really important in your own circle and let those that are fighting it out, because this is the round and round and round in fighting, let them just fight it out. This is very much about protecting what is important to you, and let them have at it, because they will destroy themselves. What do you get?
I get exactly the same thing. We're just hold together, because the end and the rebirthing is coming.
Yep.
Really is. And they do basket retractions. They go in with basket retrieval to get those kidney stones out. So a basket is a net, so maybe they'll just go for the orange twerk with the net, right?
Yeah. And just know that when he goes, now I do keep saying they will. I've been saying this for years now. They'll weekend at Bernie's him with AI, with pre-recorded. I mean, I'm even starting to second guess, was that blanket fort at Mar-a-Lago photographs from this time, or were they from last time that they've recycled, because the same guy was peeking through the curtain and the phones were still unplugged? You start second guessing. Just know that for a period of time they will try and pretend that he's still going. But when there's no denying it anymore, it will just absolutely all fall apart. because he's the glue that is holding the regime together. Because nobody likes Vance, nobody likes Miller. You know, one of them may rise momentarily. I keep saying for a nanosecond, but at the moment, you know, when a day feels like a year, a nanosecond will feel like a long time. One of them might step in for a nanosecond, but they're not going to last. So
look like it. And I just wanted to also say thanks to Cat and Mom, David Hayes, everybody that super chatted. I will be splitting and sending to Libby. So thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
Don't send it to me. Donate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't donate it to a really good cause that you think so, whether it's sort of a pet rescue or a.
I do have a great pet rescue that I work with here. It's a living pet rescue here in the Cape that I do funding for. So thank you very much for them. I will post it. Also, everyone wants to know, do you think we're going to end up with boots on the ground in Iran? Are we going to put soldiers there? Will the U.S. put soldiers there? Can we ask that real quick?
I keep getting they're going to try.
We put our soldiers.
I hope not. I just got chills. I hope not, because how do I say this? It'll be a massacre. And what I'm getting is, the vision I'm getting is.
But you already saw that once.
Yeah, I'm hoping not, because if they do, now it's really hard to predict the future, because we as psychics, we know we're here and we know we will end up there, but this bit in the middle could go anywhere in between. There's a direct line. When you step into your psychic abilities, you will take the direct line because you can see. You start here and there, but with this, because it could go anywhere before we get to that end point. The vision I just saw, I am getting no's, so I'm hopeful with that. But I am getting the vision that if they do go against what the path that they should be on. If you think of the movie Aliens, the second one, and there's the corridor, and they've got the automatic weapon going back and forth shooting all the aliens. I don't know if you know the movie. One of my favorite ever movies, Michael Biehn. Oh, Be Still My Beating Heart. In that movie, they have an automatic machine gun going off, killing all the aliens as they're coming down the hallway. That's the vision I'm getting if they go in. And it really worries me. Iran has already, I mean, they've been planning this for years. They're not stupid. They've been planning this actual moment for years. They have split their country up into 32 separate commands. So there's no one leader that is controlling all the different sectors in Iran. Each leader in their 32 sectors has autonomy. And so it really worries me if they go against what the timeline we're supposed to be on. So fingers crossed, touch wood. What do you get, Laurie?
Yeah, I'm very worried about it too. This is very karmic. I think that they are going to try to do it. I think that they will put some of the very best, and there's going to be a giant argument about it. So I have a very bad feeling about it. Hopefully someone will stop it. Hopefully someone.
Yeah.
All right. So
all we can do, hold the world in a hug, send out protections.
We will send your prayers. Thank you so much, Libby. Thank you.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us. You guys in the comments there, I'm watching it go past. You guys have been amazing. And just know that full moon, I missed it. I was a day late. Silly me. So I went out and stood in the post full moon last night. Full moon's rough. I'm just going to say, if you're feeling rough, full moon is rough.
It's still going on, and Mercury's retrograde, so it's a little wonky for sure. Just do your best, be loving, and we're going to get through it. Just things are going to fall down, and then we got to build it back up, you know?
Absolutely. And it's not the first time in history that empires have fallen and been rebuilt for the better. So
bye, everybody. Thanks for the super chats. I definitely will donate to the living pet.
Thank you, Laurie. Love you.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.